Hello, hello, and welcome to Lightning Lesson. Today's lightning lesson is about improving your English pronunciation. So I'm so glad that you can be here with me. Let me just make sure I can see what is going on here. And if you're here live, go ahead and drop a message in the comments so I can see who's here. It'll be great to see who's watching and who's here with me live. And while I'm talking, you can go ahead and put any questions or anything that you have in the comments, and I can answer them. I know you can see me looking around. I'm just trying to make sure that everything is on my screen in a place where I can see it, so that I can share with you everything I have here to tell you about improving your English pronunciation. So I think many people have this problem, and I hear this all the time from people who are learning English, and it doesn't matter what your native language is. There are a lot of people who are just not satisfied with their English pronunciation. I hear all the time how people have problems with when they're talking. They know what they want to say. I'm sorry, I'm moving things around. They know what they want to say, but when you start talking and hear yourself talking, you think, "Oh my gosh, I really don't like how that sounds." And I want to start by telling you to stop doing that. Stop judging the way that your English sounds. Why? You are comparing your English to a native speaker's English. It's not going to sound like a native speaker because you're not a native speaker. Okay? So I want you to start by doing that. Stop comparing your own English to a native speaker. Your key when you're communicating in English is to get your point across. Let people understand what you're saying. Um, Make sure that you get your message across. You don't have to sound like a native speaker to speak English. And so that's the first thing. I know you're here because you want to know how to improve your pronunciation, but before you decide to improve it, first make sure that that's not what is stopping you from speaking English. Speak no matter what your pronunciation is like right now. So, that said, I'm going to move on and let you know what you can do to improve your pronunciation in English. So one of the things that I realized that as I've learned languages as well, but also as I teach English, is that when you have a strong accent when you speak English, it's not because um, it's not because there's a problem with the way you speak. The thing is, you have to think of a language as having two parts. Okay, so when you use a language, think about it like music. You have the music that, if you're thinking of a song, it's the melody of the song, and then you have the lyrics. Okay, so I have a picture here of a song. You have the musical score, which is what notes are played and then or sung, and then you have the words, what words we sing. Okay, and I know this is a bit, this may be a little bit out there, but think about when you listen to a language, there are two parts. There are the lyrics, the actual words, which includes the grammar and the vocabulary and how you put everything together in the language. But then you also have I'm seeing a message that there's a problem in Facebook, but it's still streaming to some places, so that's good. Great. So you also have the melody. Okay, the melody is what makes a native speaker sound like they're speaking their native language. Okay, we all know, for example, if I do the melody of Italian, la da 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 da, everyone knows that that's kind of like an Italian melody. Okay. And if you put any words on there, it'll sound like you're speaking Italian. Why? Because the music of Italian is so strong and so recognizable. The thing is, every single language has its own music, and that includes English. So if you're going to speak English, you need to not only know the words, not just the lyrics for the song, but also the music. And the music of English comes from listening to English. Listening to native speakers speak English will give you the music. If you don't have the music already in your head, where you know it backwards and forwards, then what you do is you speak English on top of the music. You say the English lyrics on top of the words that come from, sorry, on top of the music that comes from your native language. So my Danish students often tell me that they feel like their English sounds like they have a potato in their mouth. That's not because Danish people walk around with potatoes in their mouths. It's because the music of Danish, the Danish language, has that quality to it. And when you set the English words onto that Danish language music, that's what it sounds like. So, what do you have to do if you want to improve your English pronunciation? You have to learn what English sounds like. I know that sounds a bit ridiculous, but imagine if you were trying to sing a song, a song that you know, but you want to sing it with completely different lyrics that you're making up as you go along. You have to know the melody so well in order to do that. And I want you to do that for English, to learn the melody of English, learn the sound of English so well that you can take any words that you think of, put them into that melody, and you'll be singing English. Obviously, we're not singing here, we're speaking, but that's definitely the result we're looking for. So I'm going to give you 3 steps of how you can do this. And the first step, if I can bring it up here, is to figure out what you want your English to sound like. Okay, so there are lots of different varieties of English. We have, the main ones people talk about, British or American English, but then we also have Australian, Canadian, South Africa. We have lots of different varieties of English. And if you want to learn, if you want to really improve your pronunciation, you want to figure out which kind of English you want. What do you want your English to sound like? What do you like to hear? What do you think sounds suitable for your purposes? Okay, and be specific. So figure out what kind of English you want, what you want your English to sound like, and really figure out, kind of the kinds of people who speak the way you want it to sound. Okay, and this is totally a matter of opinion. You're not going to speak perfectly in whatever that type of English is, but you want your English to go in that direction. And it doesn't matter. There's no one that is better than the other. So choose one and let that be it. You can choose again later if you want. Okay? So the next thing I want you to do is to find someone who speaks the way you want to speak. Okay? So if you've decided that you want to speak British English, from, kind of a London accent, okay, that's fine. Now find someone who speaks that way. Maybe you're more interested in American English with kind of an East Coast accent, or maybe a California accent, West Coast accent. So find someone from there, a native speaker who speaks that way. And of course, the next step is copy them. You want to hear what they're saying and copy it over and over and over again. Not the same thing over again, but copy them speaking in different situations. So I always recommend for my students to use a podcast, because then you get that person speaking in a lot of different situations, talking to different people, talking about different topics, and you get to hear how they say all different things. So figure out what you want your English to sound like, find someone who speaks the way you want to speak, and then copy them. And this way, you're going to learn the melody of the English that you want. And then you'll also get to practice listening to them. And you may look like her. You're copying. You're not singing along, you're talking along with the music of the language. So I'm not telling you to sing songs in English. This isn't going to give you what you need. It's a fun thing to do. Go ahead and do it. But if you really want to improve your English pronunciation, find someone speaking English naturally and copy them. Speaking the type of English you want, and copy them. Copy them until you can speak like them without listening to them. And then you're ready for the next step. I want you to write in the comments if you found the podcast of someone whose English you like, and share it here in the comments, because there are others who might be interested in finding out or looking for podcasts to listen to. Also, if you know the kind of English you want, but you can't find a podcast where people are using that kind of English naturally, go ahead and write that in the comments, and I'll see if I can do something to help you out. I have enjoyed bringing you this lightning lesson, and I hope it helps you to improve your English pronunciation. And I will see you next week. Bye.